everyone, and welcome to the June 2022 Energetic Insights. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Depika Mystery, and I'm an intuitive guide, energy healer, coach, and a consultant. And for almost 3 years now, I've been doing these insights on a month-by-month basis, and it's really geared up for those of you that are becoming more and more consciously aware of your intuitive and energetic abilities and are looking for some practical guidance to help you to navigate your way through. So if that sounds like you, welcome, you're here at the right place. So how are you feeling? How are you doing in your body? Gosh, May was an incredibly intense month. We had a massive cosmic light frequency shift that moved through us and moved through the earth in May. So I think that many of us are still going to be feeling the after effects, like aftershocks of the energy of May. So, still be super kind and gentle with yourself and create space and time for self-care, because these kind of aftershocks will still be moving through us in June. So there'll be a sense and a feeling of tenderness as we move through the energies of June. And also these tender energies is going to be, as we kind of notice them and hold space for them and nurture them, it's going to bring new opportunities to the surface. But at the time, in that moment, it may not feel like it, because it's like, oh my goodness, this feels really raw, this feels really tender. It may not feel like it, but just remember there's an opportunity in there for you and for the greater consciousness. Before I do a quick recap of the energies of the themes for May and then moving on to the themes for this month, I just want to read something out to you. There was a message that as I was writing this out today, the guide said, can you write this out and read this out word for word? So that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to just take a moment to take a deep breath in and out, allow your attention and awareness to come into your heart center and allow your heart to open to receive the energy and the message that comes through with these words. The guide said, let what needs to go, go. Let what needs to come, come. Let go of your attachments to expectations. There's a whole wide world waiting just for you. A world you have been dreaming of. A world where you can be you. A world where you can be free. A world of play and creativity. A world of unity. A world of compassion, kindness, and joy. A world that already resides within you. Taking a deep breath in and out, and then bring your attention back to me here. So that was a message that came through from the guides, and I feel it's almost like it's a reminder of, for those of us that are still holding on to stuff that has come up in May, just to let it go. And where things have changed, oftentimes we tend to hold on quite tight to our thinking, the way that we've been, the way that we've lived. And it's just helping us to loosen our grip just that little bit more. Okay, let's take a moment to recap on the themes for May before we move on to the themes for June. So the 4 key themes for May were cosmic earth, falling into place, soul alignment, and fear consciousness. So if any of those themes are resonating with you, do go back and check out the themes for May. If you're still feeling the intensities of May, go back and watch the themes, watch the insights for May again. I also feel that fear consciousness for some of us is still on the rise. So it's a pretty good one to kind of go back and watch. Okay, let's move on to the first theme for this month. And the first theme is called creative dreaming. And goodness, when I tuned into this, there's this beautiful, beautiful energy, a creative force that is almost like it's swirling around us. And there's an opportunity for all of us to really tap into this creative energy. And all it's doing is, it's almost, imagine it's swirling around us like this, and it's waiting for an invitation. When you kind of hover around someone hoping that they'll invite you in, that's how I'm seeing this creative energy. So you can take a moment to really kind of anchor yourself in your creator center. So it's like your solar plexus, and allow that to open up and invite that creative energy in. For some of you guys, it may be an invitation in through your heart center. And there is this energy of it where you'll find yourself having to embody that braver part of you, that more courageous part of you, because when we're inviting this energy in, it's an energy that colors outside the line. So those of us that have been really rigid with ourselves, but have been really rule orientated, or wanting or needing or being told to color inside the lines, this will require you to embody that energy of bravery and courage that was already residing within you. So it is fun. This is going to be a very fun energy that is coming through in June, and it's an amazing opportunity for those of you that want to write your book, write poetry, paint, draw, do some gardening, landscaping. I don't know where that came from. Where if you wanted to start a new project and you haven't yet started, it's a great energy to harness this month. If you want to play an instrument, or you've enjoyed music, bring music back into your life. If it's been a bit dormant, bring dance back into your life as well. And some of you guys may also find yourself redesigning your business, or revamping your business, or building something attached to your business, or some of you guys will be starting a whole brand new business. This energy is such an incredible force. So some of you guys may also be finding, I want to start a side project while I do my main job. That is also there available for you this month. And for some of you, it will be more of an self-expression through this creative force. As you invite this creative force in, you will find parts of yourself that wants to express itself through you. So that could be through what you wear, the makeup that you have on, the way that you do your hair, or how you may find yourself changing things in your house or changing things in your car. It's an expression of yourself. So however you express yourself, there's going to be a shift in that as well when you harness this creative energy. And ultimately, this is really about creating a new way of being, one which is more in alignment to who you truly are. So here are some questions that you can use to kind of navigate this energy and really harness it. So, what feels creative to you? What feels creative to you? What have you been dreaming about creating? What have you been dreaming about creating? And then what are the negative narratives, or even just the narratives, that come up when you want to create or when you attempt to create? So this one is really good to, it will really highlight that inner dialogue that happens when you're attempting to create, or stepping into that creative zone and something takes you out of it. So there's a great opportunity here to become really aware and conscious of this. And then what are your dreams for you, for your family, and for humanity? And this one was really about, we can really harness this creative energy when we have a vision, right? It's not necessarily a goal. When we have a vision, when we can really feel what it is that we want to create, what we want to birth, what we want the world to look like, what we want for ourselves, what we want for our family and humanity. And when we hold that vision and create that vision energetically, we will then start to find the universe and people and things just conspiring to create that with us. So it's a really powerful force, and there's so many ways in which we can use it this month. Some of you may also find yourself starting to remember parts of your soul assignment. So this is a deeper connection to this creative force that is moving through us. So really, really enjoy this energy this month. And those of you that finding yourself struggling or don't know what it is, there's a quick little exercise here that you can do with your inner child. So you can take a moment, and sometimes if you want to look in the mirror, a mirror can help, or you can close your eyes and just imagine your inner child in front of you. So a child version of you right in front of you, right? And then I want you to look into their eyes and allow yourself to see what they want to show you. okay? Allow yourself to feel what they want you to feel. Allow yourself to hear, sense, see whatever they want to show you. And it's there's a dream for some of you that are really struggling with this. There's a dream that inner child has that you've forgotten about, and they want you to remember that dream. So there's an exercise that you can do around that. So I hope you enjoyed that. All right, let's move on to the second theme. So the second theme this month is called Harnessing Peace. I mean, last month was so crazy in terms of the energy, and this month is still quite tender, as I mentioned. However, there's an opportunity to harness this energy of peace. There's a really gentle, peaceful energy that, again, it's almost like it's cocooning us, and we can really harness that. For some of us, it will feel like we might find ourselves reacting to it, or we might find ourselves fighting it. And we'll do this by creating drama, by creating chaos, or suppressing the feelings that are coming up. There may be a sense of unworthiness that comes up. There may be a sense of fear that comes up, or a sense of discomfort that comes up. So if you're feeling any of those things, just take a moment and ask yourself, okay, is the energy of peace around me? Is it trying to support me in something? What is it trying to show me? And the more you can invite that in, and the more present you can be with what shows up in that, whatever that energy triggers within you, something really magical is going to happen in something. I just keep seeing things breaking away for some of you as I'm tuning into this at the moment. For those of you, that can feel this energy of peace, invite it in and go inwards and really tap into, okay, I can feel this energy of peace. Let me go inwards. Let me find and see and connect with that energy within me. And what you can do is you can go inwards and also then turn up the volume of the energy of peace. And what I see there is this like frequency of peace just kind of vibrating out of your heart center, and it's just like a really gentle wave that kind of comes in and out, in and out, in and out, and you can expand it as far out as you want to get. So if you're finding that you're in a very chaotic situation, or someone has very chaotic energy, you can actually vibrate this energy of peace, and that will then either send them into a bit more of a chaos before they actually then calm down, or it just really calms them down as well. And what the guides were saying is many of us want to feel peace, many of us want to be in the energy of peace, yet we fight it. We are afraid, because when we are in that energy of peace, there's a stillness to it as well. And, if we are in that moment and we are still, many of us are also afraid of what we might experience, because it's something new. And in the space of stillness, there's everything and nothing. And oftentimes we are afraid to experience that, even though there's a part of us that's really, really, really desiring that as well. So what the guide said is, the more we find the peace within us, the more we can be still in the moment. The more we are in the moment, the more our lives will feel at peace. So I'll repeat that again. More we find the peace within us, the more we can be still in the moment. The more we are in the moment, the more our life will feel at peace. So that was a direct message from the guides. And in the moment, everything and nothing coexists together. So you're part of everything, and you're also part of nothing. And it's a very, very gentle, calming feeling, but it's a feeling and a sense of really, really deep knowing of something greater than us. All right, let's move on to the third theme. The third theme this month is called Breaking Patterns. Gosh, this is so exciting. I mean, for many of us, we've been doing our self-work, we've been doing the healing, yet sometimes we get stuck and we come face to face with something that just doesn't want to move. This month is a great month to assess the programs, the internal unconscious programs. You can set an intention to say, hey, I really want to get familiar with my internal unconscious programs. I'm curious about them. I wonder what they are. I wonder where they show up and when they show up and how they show up. I'm just really curious. And you can do the same for the external collective programs that you might be plugged into. And for some of you, you may find that, oh, hang on a second, you might watch the news and think, oh, hang on, that's not me. I'm plugged into that collective program. Okay, if I'm plugged into that collective program, oh, maybe I wonder if I can unplug myself from that. And the key thing about this energy this month is that it's going to bring you closer to you. And that's something that many of us have been really, really desiring. We feel like there's a part of us that's missing. And this breaking patterns is going to help us to get really, really closer to ourselves. So here are some tools that you can use to really go into this a little bit more. So what programs are you running? And you can just list them out. You don't have to kind of say if they're negative or negative or positive. Just list out, here are the programs that I'm running. And the best way to kind of think about this or see yourself in this is that think about yourself as a computer system. Right? A computer system has many, 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 many programs. Some of the programs you may have written. Some of the programs somebody else may have written. Some of the programs are so hidden and buried within other programs that you can't actually see them. So it's the same with us. There are some programs that we have created because of our life experiences. There are some programs that we have inherited because they've come from our ancestors. It's come from our family members. It's come from the collective. And there's some programs that have been wrapped around other programs and have been hidden and running unconsciously because we're trying to protect ourselves in some ways, or there's been a traumatic experience, so therefore we need to hide those programs and not know that we're running those programs, because if we know we're running those programs and we take those programs out, then we may not feel safe. So it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's just think about it that way. So there's so many different types of programs in different areas. So what the guides also said is know that running a program is your choice. It's an unconscious or a conscious choice on a soul level. So you're running these programs for a reason and you've chosen them. So it may not be you choosing them as in this version of you in this human form, it's you choosing them more on a soul level. So when you remember that, you can start to see, okay, there's a reason for that. So I think many of us, we don't want to break our habits, or we don't want to break the programs, or we don't want to break our patterns, because it's like, I must have been so bad to have been running on this pattern. So it's easier for us to kind of say, no, I'm fine, there's nothing wrong with me. And there is nothing wrong with you, but it's a dialogue that I hear quite often, which actually then prevents us from going into what we're desiring and breaking those patterns that we are also desiring to break. So what the guides also said is, remember, you have the power to choose. And when you remember that each program serves a purpose, but also each program has a time span or a lifespan, if you want to call it that, when it stops serving its purpose. So remember, you can choose, remember you have the power to choose, and each program serves a purpose, and each program also has a lifespan when it stops serving its purpose. So, you can let go of those programs, you can break those programs when they stop serving the purpose. And I think for many of us, we don't do that. We allow those programs to just unconsciously run. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, there's a reason for that, and there's a purpose behind that as well. And so therefore, the more kinder we can be to ourselves, the more curious we can be, we can really go into this and examine them with absolute curiosity and with the creative energy that is there around us, swirling around us. This is prime this month in terms of really breaking through those patterns. So there may be where if you're kind of stuck in like, I'm not sure what patterns are or what programs I'm running, think about or just kind of sit with, are there any programs or patterns around control, manipulation, fear? Are there any patterns around overgiving and not receiving? Are there any patterns of victimhood? Are there patterns of good girl or good boy, where you have potentially been submitting to the desires and needs of others before your own? You know, what are the patterns and programs that you automatically run on? And you can maybe help by looking at, say, maybe your workplace, or what is the things that you always do in the workplace? What are the things that you're always saying? And sometimes we can't hear it or see it. And oftentimes it's reflected by friends say, hey, you're doing it again, or it's the same pattern. And if you're stuck with this, you can ask a friend, that someone that you feel safe with, and ask them, hey, is there something that I say or do repetitively and I'm not conscious of? Are you okay to highlight that to me? But if you do that, could you do that with love, kindness and compassion? And see if they feel comfortable doing that. That's another way of having that reflected back to you if you're struggling to actually see this for yourself. Another way is, you know, where do you feel stuck, or where do you feel limited or contained or afraid? That's another great indicator to see where these patterns and programs are lying dormant or just unconscious and you're not fully conscious of. And then for some of you, breaking patterns, you know, we can do it from an ego perspective as well. And when we're doing it from an ego perspective, what also happens, we can go to a certain level. So certain parts of our patterns get broken, but then we may not feel any different, or we may feel slightly different, but yet we still feel something still is still blocking us, or something still needs to shift. For those that are feeling that, the key thing here is recognize those patterns where you have narratives where you're convincing yourself that you've changed, you've evolved, where you're looking for evidence to say, hey, I no longer do this, I no longer do that. There's a real difference in celebrating how far you come and the changes that you've made. And then what happens is that there's a different energy to that versus the energy where you create convincing narratives that then stop you from progressing forward. So just take a look at that and be curious about that. It's not for everyone. I mean, I know from personal experience, I did a lot of personal growth, and then I'm just like, great, I've done so much. Look, my life has changed, and I could see it all changing on the outside world. And it was great for a year or so. And then I could feel this like some tightness within me, or I felt contained within myself, and just like, yes, things have changed, but no, they haven't changed, because I'm still feeling the same feelings. So that is an indicator as well of where something may be underneath where you may not be conscious of. So again, it's a great opportunity to break these patterns this month. So be curious, be kind, and just allow yourself to explore and and see what you break through and break free of. All right, let's move on to the fourth and final theme. And this theme, it's funny, I was given this while I was sitting on the tube earlier today, and it's called Revelations. And what I got was like, we all know that the veil is thinning, and like, you know, we are able to kind of move and shift through different dimensions. We are more sensitive to energies. We're more aware of ourselves, our emotions, our bodies. We know that there's something that is bigger than us. That is us. That's bigger than us, and that is us. So with this thinning of the veil, many of us are going to have this experience where there's this energy that reveals itself to us. And that's all I got from the guides, that reveals itself to us. So however that may be, it's going to be different for each and every one of us. So it may be a revelation of an aspect of yourself that has been dormant, or it's been hiding, and then it reveals itself to you, so that, you know, it allows you to become more of you as well. For some of you, it may be secrets within the family, within your friendship groups, or within relationships gets revealed, or a collective truth gets revealed. Some of you guys will also experience this greater awareness of your guides and angels and past loved ones. So there'll be a deeper connection of that. So there'll be a revelation of that. It's almost like something just gets uplifted and removed and gets revealed to you in this space. And for some of you, you know, you'll experience a revealing of cosmic energy. So it's a greater connection to the cosmos, to the universe, to the energies And it could also be other beings that are in the cosmos as well. So there's a real massive revelation that is going to be happening in June for many of us. And for some of us, it may just be a small revelation, something that we've known, something that we had an inkling on, but we weren't ready to see it. So then it just gets revealed. What the guide said is the revelations will help us to see our truth and break free from our conditionings and programs we have been unconsciously running. So again, it's a real great opportunity. And for those that are struggling with this theme this month, it's really important to remember to be in your heart center, practice grounding, and also get support for your nervous system. For some of you, it may feel like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, like this. So really get that support for your nervous system, and you can look into somatic work, you can look into hot cold therapy, look into working with a therapist. Breath work is really good, and meditation is really good. So it's a really, really interesting month. It is also a very tender month, so really be kind and gentle with yourself this month. And then that is it for this month. So if you have enjoyed these insights, please do share them with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your colleagues. Leave a comment below. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube, or give us a heart if you're watching this on Facebook or on Instagram. And then if you are looking for some extra support this month, come and join the energetic alignment session. The theme for this month is called Breaking Patterns. So it's a great one if you're ready to break a pattern, you're curious about the programs that you might be running on. This is a great one to kind of come to. And this one's taking place a little later this month. So it's on Sunday, the 26th of June. It was going to be the 19th, but 26 seems like the right fit. It's almost like after the Solstice, the summer solstice. I think I've got that right, probably got that wrong. And it's taking place at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. UK time. The details of this will be out on 4th of June, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, take care of yourself, be gentle, be kind, and I will see you in July. Take care. Bye-bye.